you interested in real estate investing but not quite sure where to get started? Do you want to get the know-hows on creating ongoing passive income using the buy and hold strategy? Hi, I'm Janice Bowles, licensed realtor and co-founder of B Premier Ventures, a real estate development and consulting firm where we buy and beautify distressed real estate, renovate it, and resell for profit. With over 15 years of investing experience, B Premier has extensive knowledge in rural land development, fix and flips, and rental acquisitions. B Premier's current portfolio consists of properties within Florida and Virginia. Our firm's services includes investor project consulting, project management, and group coaching. For more information, visit our website at bpremierventures.com and schedule a complimentary discovery session or subscribe to our email list. It's free. Follow me on Instagram at Janice Bowles for additional real estate investing tips. B Premier Ventures, we buy and beautify.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode of Let's Do It Talk Show. It's your girl, Ladrine Howard Peterson, the CEO and founder of Do It, delivering on ideas and thoughts. And you know what I do in a nutshell, right? I help to turn dreamers into doers, and I do it from two aspects. I do it from the aspect of career development, resume writing, interview preparation. You having issues on your job, or if you're looking to change jobs, I am your girl. And then I also do it from a business aspect. If you're looking to expand your business, you're looking for a marketing strategy, or if you have some ideas and thoughts and don't know how to quite bring them to fruition, I am your girl. Here on the Let's Do It Talk Show, we were primarily created for entrepreneurs, right? Quickly, we realized that the entrepreneur is an entire person. So we talk about faith, we talk about finances, we talk about the future, and we talk about family and relationship. So we got a special edition, right? It's my finance gurus, but we're going to be talking about a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So the topic for today is word on the street. So we wanted to talk a little bit about the hot topics and things that are trending and things that are going on. But you know what I do before we jump into the show, right? I talk about my weekend and my week. Whoa, what a week and a weekend it was. So many things going on, so much to do. One of the things, my youngest daughter, Giovanni, so caring. She has this thing where she's always bringing me just because gifts. And she has this thing with 3 roses that represents me, my mom, and my sister. So sweet, just a sweetheart. Pound cake. Talking about word on the street. Word on the street. My pound cake may be all right. I got a little bit more. I got some tips that I got, and I can't wait till I make the next one. But it was good. And then, oh my God, my apples. That's what I call my grandkids. From the tree on to the apple. My oldest one is turning 13. And his height is already up to my height. So just excited about that, and actually he's turned. So happy birthday, Amari. Happy birthday to my apple. So excited. So we had a pre-celebration on Saturday. We went bowling, had a ball. One of his friends, he had a friend since he was 1 year old. So his friend of 13 years, he's only 13. Friend from school, all the family got together. Very, very nice event. That last piece of a video that you see is my youngest, Apple's Apple. He crushed everybody in bowling on the children's side, and he had his little victory dance, which was just hilarious, just so cute. His energetic. So excited about all that. I couldn't show you pictures, but what I did this weekend was I went bathing suit shopping. You know, with all of my trips and all of my travels coming up, I can't keep wearing the same bathing suits over and over again. So with my upcoming travels, I had to go and dig in and do a little teeny bit. And I started like adjusting with my office. So now that I am actually going to be at home for a while, right? like our whole 100% remote work is new to me, and now I want to get my space in that order. So did a lot of that shopping, did a lot of that, but all right, y'all. So I'm excited about this show. Again, the ladies are gonna be with me next week on their regular second Monday of the month, but we wanted to do something fun. We wanted to do something. It's going to be agitating, but it's going to be a little bit of entertainment, like mostly entertainment. So, I'm going to stop it right there and going to turn it over to my ladies. Hey, y'all. Excited to
Hey,
see
hey.
y'all. Yes, 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 yes. I'm excited about seeing y'all and coming together in a different, like, I mean, outside pre-pandemic, we hung out and we know how to relax and lay our head back. But our topic tonight is going to get into some serious hot topics, some trending topics, and everything. So, word on the street. So we still want to do some introductions. So before we do that, let's do what we do. Janae, let them know who you are. Let them know who you are.
Hey, everybody. I am Shanae Robinson, the professional credit diva. And what I do is I assist focused individuals, couples, families, and business owners with achieving their goals and dreams by rebuilding, rebranding, and restoring their credit score. Because although money talks, credit holds a conversation.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So next up, we got our budget guru. We got Soccer Jewel. Soccer Jewel, let them know who you are.
Hi, everyone. I am Sakajulia, CEO and founder of Fanning Financial Group, LLC. I help people get on the pathway to a better financial future. So if you need some strategies put in place for saving, budget, retirement, and with small business owners, a better package to help retain and keep key employees, let me know.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And then last but certainly not least, we got Bowles. We got Janice Bowles, aka Baller. Let them know who you are.
Gotta stop. Hello, everyone. Hi. Hope everyone's having a great day. Great, everything is going well with everyone. My name is Janice Bowles. I am co-founder of B Premier Ventures, where we buy and beautify real estate, distressed real estate, that is. We purchase land, we develop, and we renovate, and we flip for profit. So I'm all things real estate. I'm also a licensed realtor here in Virginia. And I just love to help and consult and talk with folks on how to strategize to build their wealth through real estate investing. So I'm all things real estate.
Yes, 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 yes. So, ladies, welcome to the show. We are going to have a grand time tonight. I'm looking forward to it, excited, and shall we just jump into the topics?
That's
Yes,
it. Let's go.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. So, a couple things, right? Over time, we have talked about various topics. We have seen some things happen over like a series of times. Some of the updates have come. And so it's just some things that I just had to put on this list, right? Not going to spend a lot of time on this one, but had to go on the list. Will Smith and Chris Rock smack. The whole slap. So one part, definitely want to talk about the impact, what happened, but also for me what was interesting was Chris Rock's mama's. Don't nobody play with their kids. His mama's response was 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 good for me. It was good for me. So I start off with that one. So the whole thing, and she's a mother, but she's also not going, wild out on in the interview or do anything. But one of the things that she said, like, and that so resonated with her, she was like, when Will Smith slapped Chris, it was like that the slap was all of us. Like all of us got slapped. So that right there was like very telltale and sign to me in terms of she's still a mother. It doesn't matter that they're Hollywood stars or anything to that point. It's their child. So any thoughts in terms of the Academy Awards and how they reacted or anything? Y'all good?
Well, you know what? For me, when it happened, I was like shocked. I was like, what is going on? Like, is this a publicity stunt or, you know what I'm saying? Like, was it scripted or, what has it? I was actually kind of like confused. And then as stuff started, to unfold to find out, what it was actually behind and things like that, it was, you know what I'm saying? I could see both points of view. My heart went out, to everybody, that's involved, and it kind of goes out to how far each of these men have, come, and it reminds me sort of like credit to a degree because you build and build and build for years. It takes one incident for something to happen to destroy everything you build, like your credit.
Yeah, definitely.
I like how you use the analogy of the credit to explain what happened because I just think that we all are human. We're going to be emotional to some sort of degree, but when we get we have to make sure that we maintain a certain decorum, I think, in the public eye in a sense. And for me, I thought it was a part of the whole Academy Awards act when I saw it. And I was just a little disheartened with the fact that it happened in that manner because of the fact that they could have had a discussion after the fact.
Yeah.
And, it was a part of a comedy skit in a sense because, Chris Rock is a comedian. So that was disheartening for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just liked how immediately afterwards that they just came out with statements, both of them, and it was like, hey, both coming from, like you were saying, Shanae, it was like, I think it was some things on both sides, both admitted to, you know what I mean? It could have been handled a whole different way, in a better way. So it's just, I think from here on out, it's just everyone needs to be seeking the help and healing they need on both sides, both families, both set of families, and everything like that. And just, putting a point of we carry around trauma. I think we all do. And we just need to make sure we're handling it and getting the help we need so it doesn't escalate to a point where it could get blown out of proportion. So,
Right.
Yeah, and that's so true, and it kind of like leads us to our next topic. Just as you said, Sacagawea and Shanae, everybody, like you allowing stuff to build up in you, people flick, and we can say what we wouldn't do or how in certain situations, but you just never know, and
exactly.
it had to be a build up, like the platform, the environment, and Will Smith's reputation. Like, that it doesn't, I'm not excusing him, but like everyday people walking around, they flick off and they, different things happen. It's that build up. So it's very important to get help, like to realize your issue and get help before it turns into an explosion. So on the opposite spectrum of that, Supreme Court appointed Ketanji Brown. Oh my God. So happy, so proud of everything that comes about with that. And we can look at the big part of history that was made and so many different things from that point. The one thing that, oh my God, like impressed me is just how she maintained and how poised she was during the nomination, taking all of that almost like beating, but still, I mean, she sucked it in and she had her facial expression, she had her different things, but it was nowhere near like it was nowhere near matching like what they were throwing at her. Like her calmness and her ability to move through with that. And I'm telling you, it honestly made me check myself. Like back in the day, like I used to more now, it takes a lot for me to react to people in certain ways, and of course it comes with maturity. But under those circumstances, I don't know. I was sitting there talking at the TV and doing all this stuff, but the lesson that I learned was when you're in these situations, like try to focus and think things through. Try to breathe in. Because had she did something a little bit different, the history that was made for all of us may not have happened if they would have been able to detest anything. So I definitely applaud her. What are your thoughts?
She, in my opinion, she definitely was grace under pressure. Right?
Yes.
And it makes me proud, not only as a black woman, but as a woman, period. Right? Like for women, we endure a lot. We are nurturers. We are caregivers. We are strong, right? And it kind of takes me back to something that Betty White said a long time ago. I'm not really going to say it. You guys can Google it. But we take a beating. We take a pounding. We are strong, right? And like what I love about the whole situation is the way her daughter looked at her, right? Like I'm getting chills right now just talking about it. And for any mother, that is the kind of expression that you want from your children. No matter how big or how small, you do something, we do it all for our children no matter what, right? To leave a legacy and to be that role model. So the way her daughter looked at her and was just like exuding with just like proudness, that's what really, did me in, because that's how I want my daughter, my son, my kids, my grandkids and everything to feel about me.
I love it. I love it. They are watching. Everybody's watching, but definitely your kids. So very good point. Very good point. Very good point. All right. So we talked about the Monique situation, but we talked about it from a Monique and a Steve Harvey standpoint, right? Lee Daniels was involved in the whole conversation because it was kind of like the stemming from that. So now, fast forward, Lee Daniels and Monique reconcile.
Yes.
They reconcile at an event on stage, and they hug and go through the things, and both of them give their remarks on Twitter. And Lee Daniels wrote, "I'm so sorry for hurting you in any way that I did." Went on to say she was my best friend, y'all. Y'all think that was precious? It was more than that. It was God working through the both of us, and we're gonna do it again. I love you, I love you, I love you. And Monique responded, "I love you." And it was one clip, so that was from NBC News. There was one other clip that was from St. Louis American website, and it talked about Lee Daniels saying sometimes in life you get caught up when the N-word and you come from nothing, you get blinded by some stuff. But I'm cleaning it up. And it took me a long time to realize I'm sorry for hurting you in any way that I did. So he talked about how Hollywood and all of that, like, took him away from who he knows better than that. And it was just like he got caught up in the moment, and it turned out to be this devastating thing, pulling in Oprah, pulling in Tyler Perry, and all of these things. So I'm glad that they made up regardless of whatever, however, whatever. It just didn't seem like it was 13 years, but they said it's been 13 years since they had not been speaking. Of course, when it came up in the open and we talk about it, that was what, like 3 years ago, 4, 5? It wasn't more than 5 years ago, so yeah. But yeah, so any thoughts on that?
No, I'm just happy that they got together and they reconcile. Because when you have history like that with someone, that's kind of like and something you go through that.
Yeah.
That's like losing a family member.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy that they were able to fix it and come together and just admit, and say the words I think they were both waiting on from each other, which was, "I'm sorry. And I never meant to hurt you because, I made a mistake and I really, truly do care about you." So sometimes a person just wants to hear that, "I'm sorry." And you do mean a lot to me. And they're also going to be working on a new project together. So that's too.
Yeah.
So, I like it.
Yeah.
Love the growth.
I think that, you know, the coming back to the being humble. I
Mhm.
mean, the celebrities, they live everyday lives just like we do. It's unfortunate that sometimes the different decisions that they make, it's more public and
Right.
it's scrutinized, to the 10th power. But the mere fact of I'm sorry, I can, I recognize the error of my ways.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful thing. It's been expressed now. They're moving forward, making some money together. That's a good
Right.
thing. Let's
Yeah.
celebrate that, and just kind of like just leave it. That's
Yeah.
that's how I feel. Just leave it.
Yeah. I love the growth. I love Monique. She's a hometown homie, right? And just like her growth as a person, as an actress, but like just her mindset, just her vibrations are on a different level, right? And like, you know what I'm saying? Have y'all seen her body? Like she is banging, and like I'm like, come on, sis, come through, right? So I'm just excited about all things Monique, right? So I'm here for it. I'm like, yeah, like I
I
just
forgot she was from Baltimore. Of
yes,
course.
I tell. And and when y'all said 13 years, I'm like, yeah, I can see it coming from a B-more chick, right? Because let me tell you, me and Gerald or something different, but like I went from October to February not speaking to him. So, honey, I can
Oh wow.
understand 13 years.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah,
Got
yeah.
it.
As I said,
Got
I'm matured, but
it.
yeah. Southeast not that far from Baltimore when it comes to that. And one of the things, so we're gonna go to the next
The dirty
topic.
South has softened a little bit. I've softened
Yeah.
a little bit.
Right,
Yeah.
I have. It's still deep down in me, and I hope it never has to
It can
come
come when
out
it needs
again.
to. It'll come
Right,
when it
right,
needs
right,
to.
right,
There you
right.
go. There you go.
So and so we're gonna lead into some money topics, right? So transitioning into this, it might be a little messy. Um, I was gonna say not intentional, but yeah, intentional.
Oh.
So they're getting together and they're working together. So they're coming together. Money is about to be in the play. What they gonna pay her? What are they gonna pay her? Cause that was the whole issue before. So pay that woman right. All that you talked about. Make sure that she get paid right. But I love how she stood up for herself, regardless of what and regardless of the powers that were faced in front of her. She sincerely felt like she was right and was trying to openly have discussions about that. So love that.
Right.
So let's talk about some money stuff. Lord have mercy. These mortgage rates are all they're just off the chart. They're just like they just shot up. So whoever didn't take heed when they were low, my goodness, it almost like doubled, it almost tripled in some circumstances, depending on how far you got. Talk to us about that.
Well, I think the where the mortgage rates are, it's kind of it's a trend. It's to be expected. I think what the situation is that during the pandemic and when the rates were so low, and they were at an all-time historic low, uh, and the prices of housing and the supply and demand, no one expected it to be such an increase in that factor. That was a driving force. But where the interest rates are now, if we go back and look from past times and whatnot, it's on trend. So it's not so
Mm.
out of whack in a sense. Now,
Wow.
from the regional standpoint, as far as uh, national and where people are trying to buy, it actually is still a seller's market. Let's be clear with that
Yes,
because of
yes.
there
Absolutely.
is the inventory is still low. So that's what makes it still a seller's market to a certain extent. But it's a regional situation as far as uh, buyers coming to the point where they're being outpriced,
Yeah.
and that's where the situation is going to have a turnaround. I think coming to play. And for me, being an investor in development, um, that's concern for the properties that I am developing because I need to have a buyer.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so I have to keep my eye on those aspects as well. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So, in addition to that, the stock market. So, whoo,
Yeah.
the stock market. You talking about a serious roller coaster? I don't like roller coasters because when they get your stomach. So that's what's going on with the stock market. So, talk to us about the stock market.
Well, the stock market itself has been doing very, very well over the last 10, 13 years. And what people don't understand is that it's like a machine. And that machine does very, very well like a roller coaster. It goes up, 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 up. But it has to like reset itself every like 10 or so years. And we're in that time frame. And unfortunately, the reports are April 2022 has been the worst month since 2008. And we already
Mm.
know what happened in 2008.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
when it was a crash, and it was surrounded through by the housing market, that bubble bursting. So what's different about this go around is really it's multiple things happening at one time. It's the housing market, it's the war, it's supply and demand, it's COVID, like multiple factors are coming into play. And this is the first time, if you look online and you see news articles, you're going to see this word recession being thrown out there because the Fed and everyone is trying to do what they can to make sure it doesn't happen. But unfortunately, based on historic trends, it may happen. And so a lot of people who have it the worst and who are seeing the worst right now are retirees, especially people who have 401ks, thrift savings plans, 457,
Yeah.
403bs. You're seeing a loss. Like I literally had a client I'm talking with, like their which took them a year last year of earnings in their
Mhm.
account, they lost almost in the last 3 months.
Wow.
Literally, you're seeing people who it took a year or so to earn so much in their retirement accounts, they lost it in 90 days. And
Mm.
it's like you really need to be, if you're, I'll throw out these key things. If you're 59 and a half and older, take a look, and you're still working, take a look at your retirement plan that you're putting into every pay period and see what you need to do. Because you have an option where you can put that money somewhere where you don't lose anymore. If you're not 59 and a half yet and you're younger than that, take a look at the options of your those type of accounts, the 401k, thrift savings plan, the 403b, the 457, and see if you can start putting your money in a less volatile type fund to kind of like lessen the blow. But we're on track for people to start seeing some losses in those retirement accounts because they're tied directly to the stock market. And if
Mm.
people are trying to retire in the next 5 to 7 years, you really need to get a game plan together because people who got hit in 2008, it literally took them 10 years to bounce back in some
Yeah.
cases.
Hmm.
Wow.
So, well, for anyone who wants to talk, let me know. Free consultation, and let's get you a blueprint. Let's get a strategy. And this is not the time to procrastinate and think it over and mull it over. This is the time for you to do some action. So,
Eh.
Yes, 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 yes. It's so much going on with stocks. My staff and I on Thursdays we just have 30 minutes where we just talk about anything. And one of the
mm-hmm,
things that we talk about is stocks, and three of them are heavily into stocks. So
mm-hmm,
they've just been like just blurting out stuff, just telling us little stuff, and it's been amazing in terms of the advice, the input. They're following, tracking Amazon, the whole merger, the split, the whole journey of Tesla, and so many more other things. So it's been extremely interesting to watch it like go up in our lessons that we're learning with that. So all right. So
Oh, and one more key thing, like
mhm.
Netflix itself lost 50% of its stock value in one day, and people didn't know about that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
that's like crazy, crazy, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're gonna do, right? We're about at the halfway mark, so we're gonna do a little bit of this or that. Right? It's this or either that. pick one or the other. No in between and no, none of that type of stuff.
No explanation.
Right. So,
Ready.
the first one we are going with is coffee or tea. Janae.
Coffee.
James.
Tea lover.
Dr. Jewel.
Tea.
And me. So I'm tea. I thought I was drinking coffee, but I bought this thing, and it's actually tea. And I drink it every morning, so I'm tea right now. All right. So, do you like to watch a movie, or do you like to watch a show series?
I'm a show series.
Binge a show.
Movie.
I'm
the beginning, ending, middle.
I'm a binge a show. I just gotta watch it all at the end. I can't wait week after week. I just gotta watch all of them back to back so I can have
regular TV anymore. It's so boring.
Pizza or pasta?
Look, I don't watch TV. Yeah.
Right. Pizza or pasta?
But you have to watch it for the movie.
I let the movie kind of like play, but those are the choices. You said I had to choose something.
Right. Pizza.
Pizza or pasta?
Pizza.
Right. Janice.
Oh, pizza. I love the bread and the crust.
Dr. Jewel.
Pizza.
Oh, man. I'm going to go pasta.
I'm pasta, too. Shrimp and seafood pasta. All right. Winter or summer? Summer for me.
Summer.
Morning or late night? I have turned into a morning person. I can't believe it.
Late night. I'm a late
night.
Late night.
Yeah, I'm the opposite of y'all. And then the last one, calling or texting. I'm texting all day long. Like, we might miss each other, might not connect for a long time if it's dependent upon a call. I'm a texter. Right to the point. Boom, boom, boom. Unless it's something major or important.
I'm a call.
I'd rather call.
Yeah, I'd rather call.
I want to hear the voice.
Me too. I want to connect.
Yeah.
I'm a texter all day long. So, okay, call us. What did you say, Shanae?
I'm a texter.
Okay. All right, that was fun. We're about half and half all the way through, except for a couple of them. Y'all got me, but it's all good. So, all right, y'all. So, on the other side, we have, like, series of more topics to talk about, series of words on the street. We're going to jump into some Rihanna and ASAP. We're going to talk about Southwest Airlines, Kanye West. Kanye West on here twice for two different things. The Peach, right? Housewives of Atlanta, Huntsville, War in Ukraine, Oprah, in the news again, so all that other stuff. So, all right. So, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll see you all on the flip side.
Are you interested in real estate investing but not quite sure where to get started? Do you want to get the know-hows on creating ongoing passive income using the buy and hold strategy? Hi, I'm Janice Bowles, licensed realtor and co-founder of B Premier Ventures, a real estate development and consulting firm where we buy and beautify distressed real estate, renovate it, and resell for profit. With over 15 years of investing experience, B Premier has extensive knowledge in rural land development, fix and flips, and rental acquisitions. B Premier's current portfolio consists of properties within Florida and Virginia. Our firm's services includes investor project consulting, project management, and group coaching. For more information, visit our website at bpremierventures.com and schedule a complimentary discovery session or subscribe to our email list. It's free. Follow me on Instagram at Janice Bowles for additional real estate investing tips. Be Premier Ventures, we buy and beautify.
Welcome back. Thank you all. So, just a couple things, right? Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. We are Let's Do It Talk Show on Instagram. That's our Facebook group name, as well as our YouTube channel. Make sure that you follow us on all of the platforms. Coming up, the co-authors, along with the visionary and I, and the contributors of We All Grieve Differently, we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary. So it was COVID last year. We didn't get a chance to celebrate. So what we're doing is we're having a conversation party, cupcakes and conversations, on May 14th at 6:30 p.m. It's free. It's open. Space is limited. So please go to Eventbrite and register for that. The conversation is not going to just solely be about grief. We're going to touch upon that, but it's going to be conversation topics. So we have a lot of questions that have already come in. I am looking forward to that. I love a good conversation party. And also, in addition to that, the ladies are going to be gracing the cover of Inspire Christian Magazine. Shout out to the editor-in-chief, Tamala Coleman. I have a sneak peek of it. And, oh, my God. Isn't it beautiful? Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So excited about this whole experience that we're going through. And each one of the ladies, several of the ladies opted in to share their story. So a little bit more snippet about it. I'm excited about this magazine, and then have some more juicy stuff coming up in the June edition as well. Last but certainly not least, the We All Heal Differently. The journal is just like amazingly impacting in so many different ways. And one of the things, and I share over and over, how it touches me when I'm actually receiving an order and they ask for like customized letters to the person who's going through grief or the person who's on their healing journey. And y'all, I don't remember how I got this soft, tender, and it's just like I feel every word that I write when I'm signing and autographing a book or preparing a box or a bundle. And this weekend when I was doing it, it got me as well. So that's why when my daughter brought in those roses, it was so timely for me because I was feeling and going through. It's a very emotional project, but I'm very grateful to be a part of a blessing to other people who are going through the situation. So excited about all those good things. So make sure that you're following me on social media. I'm going to get back on my game. I've been sleeping a little bit, but it's so many exciting things that are coming up in the month of May. As I said, I'm going to be seeing these ladies again next week, and we'll talk about that at the end of the show. So, ladies, back to you all. So let's jump on back into some topics. So, great conversation for the first half. So, quickly, I just want to touch upon this one. This one is going to be a quick one. Oprah Winfrey and Dr. Oz. So, it was like just interesting to read about what some folks are saying. And basically, it is saying that Oprah Winfrey has impacted Dr. Oz's career in a negative way. Not his money, because she repped him. That's how he was put on the map a lot because of her. But they're saying like all of the studying, all of the research that he did, and his stance of where he was as a doctor, because he got into all this commercial lies and all this selling and all these different things, that it impacted his pathway in terms of his career. Any thoughts on that? Just interesting, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. So I read that. I was like, they always got to say something about something. One, he's a grown man, so you can't really say it that way. And I don't know what his goal was in life, but I'm sure he got some excitement out of of the old effect. But it's just people always have something to say, and they would twist it any kind of way they want. So many people may view this in a different light. I just thought it was very interesting, and I was like, let me just pull and just mention that.
Right. I mean, like, people are going to have something to say, you know, about everything, no matter if you're doing good, if you're doing bad, right? The thing is, no matter what it is, it makes you relevant. It makes you clickable. It makes people tune in to see what, you know, what's happening, what's going on. So, like they say, no publicity is bad publicity, right? It's all good. It's all going to draw attention to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just have to have something to say about something or somebody. And
I love y'all facial expressions on that. When I first was going, I was like, Oprah, like, and I read it, I was like, okay, okay, all right.
She was the reason he had his show, got his show and everything.
Right,
so, He had a national platform. I guess they're trying to do this because he's running for office, Senate office, as a Republican and a conservative. So maybe they're trying to distance him from that. I don't know.
Don't know.
Like Tyler Perry or Madea say, Oprah. Like what? Oprah.
Oh my goodness. So let's talk about Kanye West, right? Kanye West. It's amazing to me. One of the things, even when he first came out, I never dug deep into his music. My daughter loved his music. Like, I remember the teddy bear on the cover of it, and she would be like, listen to the words, and you know, I just knew the popular ones that were on the radio. But when the documentary came out, I told you, me and my staff members, we talk about anything for 30 minutes just to like let our heads down. They were also bringing that up and talking about the genius that he is, how it goes back. I didn't watch it. It didn't bore me. I just started watching it at a very late hour and fell asleep on it, and I never picked back up. But everybody talks about how the pathway of it is like genius, which I can definitely relate to that because some of his words and some of the things that he's written on. But what I wanted to talk about was how he is tripping after the whole breakup with Kim Kardashian. He has lost, losing, and everything. His mind, like the things that he's doing. One day it's like he's trying to get her back. The next day he's showing off his new girlfriend, and it's just like, dude, what are you doing?
You know what it is? His mother was his grounding force,
right?
And when she passed away, it was just like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know it affected him because it was him and his mother. Right. I didn't watch the documentary. I said that I was going to watch it because I did hear that it was really, really good, right? Not to take away from, you know, Kanye or anything like that, but let's touch on this. Not only did his friends see the vision and start recording it, but Netflix paid them what, $35 million for the footage?
Yes. Yes.
That's a hot topic right there. Okay.
Yeah. Definitely. Shanae, you are on point with that. And even how the footage, so the first beginning of it, it was like that old type of taping. It was like click, click, click. You know, that old type of taping. Yeah. And look what it equated to. So definitely shout out to his friend as well. But just like the pieces that I saw, it was just, his whole personality was fun type of person and just wanting to do the business. And he definitely saw like a vision because he kept talking about forward thinking. So I have to finish and watching it. But again, yes, brilliance and all that, but he does some very crazy things.
Like, he got mad. Like, he would tell people, I am Kanye West. I am Kanye West, right? And somebody introduced him as Kanye, and he was pissed. He was like, they're going to know me. I am Kanye West. And the crazy thing about that is I started a new company, and the name of my company is I am Shanae Robinson.
Okay.
And it takes me kind of back biblically to a degree, but things that I ask is that to me, I am are the two most powerful words in the world and the three most powerful letters, right? Because what you speak about, you become. I am, right? And so for him to even feel like that so long ago, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like part of the genius to a degree. What he's going through now with Kim and everything, like I was watching the new Kardashian show, right? That's on Hulu, right? They have a new show. And I just watched, I want to say 1 or 2 episodes, but he did everything for her. She even said it. She was like, Kanye picked my style. Kanye let me know what was trending. Kanye was like, I want you to wear mini skirts and stilettos and, you know, mid-drift tops for this season. She was like, Kanye was the driving force behind her.
Yeah. And then, unfortunately, too, his case kind of shines the light on mental illness, too, because he even admitted he's been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And
Mm-hmm.
so he does
I can
have
think so
medication
too.
for that. And so it's like trying to get rid of that stigma of it's okay because he's very successful in his
Mm-hmm.
business dealings and in his music. And though, you know, and he has been diagnosed with a mental illness. So we
Mm-hmm.
have to put that focus on mental illness and making sure it's not a stigma and it's not demonized. And so people who are diagnosed with mental illness, they seek out that help that they need. It's okay if it
It's
has to
right.
be medicated because it's a chemical imbalance. You can't control that. It is not your fault. So it's like to me, he needs that person in his corner who is also reasserting you are still a genius. You know,
Mm-hmm.
this is just a part of who you are. It doesn't make you who you are. You know what I mean? So don't let that part go unchecked. So you
Right.
can
Right.
continue the genius in your music, in your
Mm-hmm.
personal life with your kids, having
Mm-hmm.
a better co-parenting relationship with your ex-wife. Don't get caught up in the glitz in the nonsense of Hollywood because they will drop you for the new next thing. You
Mm-hmm.
make sure you're strong in your foundation as you were when your mother was around. Let's make sure that you're still taking care of yourself and that you have people in your corner who are not just yes people, but they're making sure you're healthy physically, mentally, spiritually, and physically. So
Right.
that's I just wanted to say that for him.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with what you said, but like I just have other pieces to it. Like I do, and I respect and feel for mental health and the stigma that comes along with it, and anyone who's going through anything like that. But let's just kind of like go in a little bit. He's hurt. He's heartbroken. He was in love. He's heartbroken. So some of his reaction comes from that as well. And then
Hmm.
he's not humble. He's very prideful
Mm.
in some of his ways and some of his actions and some of the things that he does. He feels that he is untouchable. Like I'm Kanye, I can do whatever. So I do, and not taking anything away from his mental illness and the things that he go through. But there are those other things that are like traditional, that everyday things that can also help him along the way with some of
Mhm.
the ways that he's acting and some of the carrying on and things that he does.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And that's so true.
You know what? I don't really, I don't necessarily look at his actions as carrying on in a sense. I look at it as that he's very passionate, and his personality and his passion for, love and just things, everything around him has made him the iconic man that he is. So I commend him, believe it or not, with him speaking out the way that he does. Showing, one day he may feel this way with regards to his relationship with Kim, and then another day, this and that. he's a celebrity, and it's being displayed because he's a celebrity,
Right?
but he's expressing himself, and he's a man expressing himself, and I commend that.
Yeah.
So
So I'm not just and yes, like expressive. Being expressive is the great thing. It is because like anybody, like a hurtful thing is for anybody to be zipped up. Like you can't express yourself. That's a very frustrating place to be. However,
yeah,
there is a time and a place and some professionalism that you have to bring to some things. When he got on that whole Taylor incident, getting on the stage at the award show and saying Beyonce, you should, even Beyonce was embarrassed for that. Beyonce may have felt it in her spirit, but like that right there, that was like a Will Smith nonviolent action. So speaking, it's you have to,
Yeah.
and even again, and I'll talk about me personally with my growth, and I'm still learning as I go along. I used to be so extremely direct, not intending to hurt anybody's feelings, but it was direct. That was no.
Yeah.
How did that work out for me? It didn't. Like
Mhm.
people thought, like it was. I was like, oh my god, or it would be hurting somebody's feeling that I wasn't trying to hurt. So
Right.
even in my directness, that's me. That's my personality. But as I mature, like you got to pull it back. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
got to pull it back
Yeah.
and watch and manage it. But I
right.
like what you
This is all a
said
part
in
of his
terms of
stock.
passion.
This is making him. This is his creativity of who he is. This
Okay.
is and you know what? To be honest, we fed into it because even just us
That's
having
right.
a discussion about him about it, it's making him the iconic person that he is. So
He's
that's
an
how.
icon.
My only
Whether
my
he
only
do that or
concern
not.
is like I don't want it to go into the area because I do volunteer for like domestic violence and everything like that, and
Yeah.
people never look at a domestic situation from a verbal abusive situation.
Yeah.
Well,
So you
Miss,
never want those actions and those words to cross that line where it's harassment and everything. And some of the things he did do were classic things for verbal harassment that could lead to like dangerous situations where other things pop up. So to me, I think the best thing what he did was kind of step back and stop making everything so public and kind of regroup in a sense because some of it like professionals were weighing in based on just his words of and his actions were kind of trending on that side of potentially being verbally abusive.
Yeah.
So when he took that step back from that to regroup of like, okay, being passionate is one thing. I totally get that. Be passionate about what you have. But when
Yeah.
you start to teeter on dangerous type behavior, let's
but
really
being
yeah.
butthole.
And the
He
last
wants to
thing
change
that I'll
his
say
PR team
on
at
that
point.
is
Yes.
don't let your passion write a check that you.
It's your butt. Right. It's a difference between being passionate and being a butthole.
Right,
So,
right. And transitioning from that, the Kardashians. So, the Kardashians versus Black China. The $100 million lawsuit. So, finally in court. Yes. So, the whole thing. So, Black China was in a relationship with the brother, Rob. And when they had their own show, a spinoff, and she said that the Kardashians defamed her character, and from that's how they lost the show. So she's suing them for the amount of money that she would have made, and various things like that. So just interesting to see what's going on in the courtroom. And I think Kim Kardashian was the only one that was released. The evidence showed that there was nothing. In terms of it wasn't enough for her involvement, but the other ones, including the mama, mainly like the mama, are on the line for that. So that was very interesting. Yeah, $100 million. So yeah, so we'll see how that one is out.
Yeah. That'd
So
be interesting.
speaking of reality TV. shall we dip in a little bit about the Housewives of Atlanta and maybe a little bit of Huntsville? So, Housewives of Atlanta, which is so hilarious because I don't even watch it faithfully, but I get all the updates of what's going on, and I still love me some Candy. So when I follow some of her, or listen to some of her little shows on YouTube, it'll pour into it. So Peach, we see your face.
What are
we
we
see you.
about? I have no clue. I'm
Right,
so sorry.
right. Shanae, break it down for me.
Give it to us, Shanae.
So you know, Atlanta or Georgia is known for their peaches, right?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Georgia, but I had no idea what you people were talking about. And
for all of the Housewife franchises, whatever that city or state or whatever is known for, they kind of hold it. So like New York, they hold apples, right? And things like that. So for the Housewives of Atlanta, they all hold peaches. And what happens is the main characters, right, all had their peaches and they are profiled in the beginning. And then they have supporting cast that don't get a peach. They're not even like listed in the credits or, you know, anything like that. They don't have a tagline. They're not, you know, out front. And so this one particular castmate who was a co-star, Marlo Hampton, has been on the show for many years as a supporting cast. And so people, you know, were saying, well, she should get a peach. She should get a peach. That means she should be one of the main characters. And so for so long, you know, for whatever reason, Bravo was like, no. She'll just be supporting. She'll just be a co-star, not a star of the show. So finally, this season, Marlo got her peach. So that means she is a star of the show and not a background supporting castmate.
And that
so
check is looking
money
good.
now.
Which equates to more money. Yes.
She gets a tagline. They follow her specifically and things like that. So Marlo now has a peach.
Okay, that's what that means.
We need gold dollars. We need to come on to Money Making Mondays. Holding our dollars or something like that. Our dollar sign or something.
I can see that commercial. I see that commercial right in my head. So anything that y'all want to talk about, or just that Marlo got her peach, which is a great topic enough, because I
don't know who Marlo is. So
yeah. No, you good, baby. I'm not talking to you. I know you don't know. You got your 101. Shanae broke it down with the peach. So yeah.
You have to.
So, and that's news enough. So let's quickly talk about Huntsville.
Okay, here we go again.
All right. So just listen up for a moment.
Just say, oh.
So Janice, I know you watch Huntsville. What's going on with that?
So let me tell you. Go ahead, Janice, because you're the one that brought it up.
Well, Huntsville, I watch it faithfully. Well, I've missed a couple of episodes this season.
What's the name of the show?
Love and Marriage.
Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's coming out of Huntsville, Alabama. So there's a couple on there. What it's Marsau? Am I pronouncing his name correctly?
Marsau.
Yeah, I don't even know how to pronounce his name correctly. And his wife, Tisha, very successful couple or whatnot. They have a commercial real estate development company. You know, they're doing some things there in the Huntsville area. They have their own cigar bar and things of that nature. It's coming. Supposedly, it's being rumored that he is cheating. And some things that I've seen online. Yeah, some things that I've seen online recently, some things that I've been reading to catch up with what's going on with the show, is that there is some young lady off of Instagram who has been screenshotting this blogger, and she's been actually showing, conversations where he has DM'd her, and she pursued him first, and he reacted, and then they're having these correspondence, and supposedly they're going to have this meetup and whatnot. But just the mere fact of him, being married and whatnot, and entertaining these chats per se, that's something that he kind of has denied previously in the previous seasons and whatnot, that he's, definitely a family man, but now things are coming out. So it's just interesting, the storyline with them specifically, that it's like, oh my goodness, here we go again.
That's so sad.
So I
But
binged
you know
it
what?
previously. So I binged it previously.
Go ahead, Ladrine.
I'm sorry. I was just saying I binged it previously. So at the end of it, I'll have to like do some catching up because I haven't watched it in a while. So I'll have to catch up.
I've heard of it.
Right, we know. Go ahead.
Love and Merge. I want to say DC that is coming. That is going to focus, more so on our area. So like one of the celebrity DJs who's an international DJ is Quicksilver. He's from the Baltimore area. Him and his wife, Ashley, are there with their kids and everything. And then one of the former housewives of Potomac, Maryland, is the headliner for the show. Also, Love and Marriage, Washington D.C. But what makes reality TV like? The thing to me is, they're basic people, right? And we look at their lives. So, they become like celebrities to a degree, right? And what gets me, or kind of like what my heart goes out a little bit, is that, you have these, these chicks that, drop in your DM and so forth and so on. And for these guys that are now thrust into, the limelight or the TV screens or whatever, just for living their everyday life, now you see people, that, okay, well, this person is cute, or I'm going to get with this person, so forth and so on, or whatever, and it tests their strength, it tests their marriage. But it's like, did they really, not that they really sign up for it, but it's kind of like these guys who, are so obscure, no person would see them,
right,
or,
right,
anything. But now they're coming into homes across the U.S. or whatever, and it's kind of like opening them up to a degree. I'm not saying, like they should be strong enough, but it's like this new this new thing, and it kind of reminds me of a degree of I think it was Jay-Z who said it, that was like, it's no ugly billionaire, right? So it's like, no matter how.
I don't know about that now. I don't know.
You got that cash, somebody's gonna be attracted to you, right?
Oh, somebody, yeah.
Like, OMG, you know what I'm saying? That was just like a thought that came, because like the same thing happened with Dr. Jackie from Married to Medicine. Like, her husband Curtis, in my opinion, is not the cutest thing, but the little young tender that came into his DM, and, caused him to stray out on his wife or whatever, is because she see him, in this limelight, to a degree or what have you. And then that kind of makes me think a little bit too, like, as a I don't even know what to call them, but like a groupie or whatever, like what do you get out of having sex or whatever with these celebrities, these singers, these rap stars or what have you? Like I just can't fathom it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. To be able to say, such and so smashed me, or I was with such and so, whatever. Like, what's the purpose? Like,
yeah, I've never been into that either. I've never been into that even when it was.
It's an intention thing. It's
Yeah.
an intention thing.
And they think they can get something out of it.
Stroking the ego for the man.
And they think they can get something out of it. They think what they see, the money or whatever, that they're going to get something out of it. Like, I've never dealt with that. Even back in the day when it was hustlers or whatever, that was never my thing, never mind. But I understood why people were doing it, and I understood like their goal. I'm not like condoning it. It wasn't me, but I understood.
I think they see business dealings. They try to get their own show, merchandise, interviews, shows and book deals. They see it being as some type of I would say, doorway into a business transaction to get better publicity for themselves and to be a brand, maybe. I don't know.
They trying to get that money, but yeah, the brand and all that. But they trying to get some money and thinking they're gonna get something out of it
Yeah.
because they see somebody on TV. It's like celebrity. They are like celebrities to them. So yeah.
Correct.
So we're gonna close out with this one, and this one is gonna go really quickly, and then we'll go around and let you all provide your information. But the last topics, and we're gonna put these two together. Southwest Airlines and gas prices. So I just got one thing to say about Southwest Airlines. Y'all know that's my little airline, right? The little 2 luggage. I'm an overpacker. Their cancellation percentage used to be very low. It has increased with their marketing strategy and them going in various different places. The strategy, they don't use the same strategy as other airlines, and that's how they were able to make it. But now they're trying to play in that field of expanding, and it's not working for them at all. They don't have the capacity. Their infrastructure doesn't match what they were trying to do. So the cancellation flights study reports not looking good at all. But gas prices. Gas prices are causing flights to go up. Flight to Vegas was unbelievable. They was looking for $1,500 on Southwest. So flights are ridiculous. So let's talk about gas prices to close us out.
Ridiculous.
Right.
You gotta go get your house to get to work. Like it is so unbelievable, right? And it's like, why, Jesus? Like, like when I was growing up, my mother would be like, okay, 95 cents a gallon, 97 cents a gallon, and I didn't get it. She would be pissed. Oh, this is $1.07. And I was like, well, it doesn't matter. You getting $5 regardless of what, right? I didn't get the concept. So now, sis gets the concept, and I'm like, OMG.
Yeah.
It is so unbelievable. It's horrible.
Girl,
I
and
mean,
that
the thing
premium
about
gas.
it's on trend, unfortunately, because
Girl.
I mean, we had low prices, just like how it's going to be with taxes, low tax bracket. But the time is coming when the due is due, and with inflation and everything being historically low, it's like now things are like, and COVID kind of like fast tracked it in a sense.
But it's also the war and all of the other things like that.
No, you want to know truth? No, the war on Ukraine really isn't impacting our supply. It's not that. It's truckers who aren't delivering enough. It's not enough truckers who aren't on the roads delivering the supplies. The demand is always in there. We have
So they're not paying the truckers enough. They're not willing.
Correct.
The dispatchers are not willing to pay these truckers, so they're
That's
boycotting.
what I'm saying.
And the ones that's
war Ukraine, it's like our percentage of the oil we get from that region is like 9 or 10%. So
But it's not just
that's
inflation.
what I'm trying to tell people.
It's more than inflation. Like, it's like even the percentages and increases of everything that, and like if we're gonna do it, we're going on one of our upcoming shows. We're gonna do a trend on the whole gas. Gas is like ridiculous. Like,
but it's not. Unfortunately, it's not the war is the easiest thing to pin it on.
Well, okay,
and
so
it's really not.
So the small percentage of the war. So the war contributes, but contribute at a small amount. But I just want to like us to look at the trend of like traditional inflation. It's more stuff than just the traditional inflation. Like when you look at the amounts that it has, like it's ridiculous. It's like double. Like it never like doubled.
But
like
no,
before
we
in
had
the
prices
tradition.
of like $4 a gallon previous history too. This isn't the first time. I forget.
But
if it
caused
was
by
Clinton
different things.
or Reagan, but prices of gas have been at this level before. It just increased before.
Right. And I mean, I know you know your numbers, but I'm saying like we have to look at the reasons of why. And I'm talking about inflation is one thing where things are going to just drastically go up point blank. But there are so many external factors affected, and gas is one because of we don't produce it. So gas is definitely one that's affected by worldwide things. That's the only point that I'm trying to make. That it's outside of the standard tradition. And I almost had like I almost like passed out a little bit. Like, I'm being funny, but I had to go get some gas, and Costco's and Royal Farms was a little distance away. So I had to get some gas where I was. And I pulled up, and I was talking to my daughter, and I was like, what the what? And she was like, yeah, it's like $4. I was like, no, I got premium. It was like $5.81. I never got like a little teeny bit.
In our area.
I never got a little teeny bit of gas. I got a little bit of gas.
We're not paying that much here.
I got a little bit of gas, and then I fill up when I go to Costco's.
It's like $4.20.
I've even been able to get gas. Like, I've been able to get gas at one point for like $3.80 something.
Yeah.
And I think the most that I've actually paid for real was like maybe $4.20 something.
Yeah, of course, in your given area or whatever. All I'm saying is gas is high, and I don't care who. Y'all can have all the financial degrees y'all want to. Y'all ain't debate me on this. Gas is high. It's like, I'm playing. I'm playing.
Definitely a regional thing.
I'm ready to give up my firstborn. You know how they say, we'll take your firstborn? I'm not ready to give up my firstborn, her kids, all of them, just for a full tank of gas.
Man. Joe has been great. I have rarely ever in my life have I not gotten a full tank of gas. I did not get a full tank of gas today because I need to go to Costco's or I need to go to Royal Farms. But anyway, I'm glad that we got the opportunity to get together and just kind of like talk. We did throw in finances and budget, which is what we do. Like, I mean, what y'all do, and I love like starting stuff on my end. I like starting the stuff on my end. No, I'm playing. But great conversation, and looking forward to talking to you all next week with the Mother's Day special. We're gonna go back into some things that we learned from our mothers and play some trivia and all that good stuff. So let everybody know how they can reach you all, and let's start with you first tonight.
So, guys, I can be reached on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Professional Credit Diva. I also can be reached on my website, where you can also schedule your 30-minute complimentary consultation with me, and that's www.theprofessionalcreditdiva.com. You can also reach out to me personally via cell phone at 443-973-7555, or you can shoot me an email at info@professionalcreditdiva.com.
Yes. And Sacagawea, how can they find you?
Yes. So I can be reached on Facebook on either Sacagawea Fanning or Fanning Financial Group LLC page. Instagram, it's Sacagawea Fanning. And if you want a quick quote on schedule consultation, it's www.fanningfinancialgroupquotes.com, or you can text free consultation to 706-717-9590.
Yes. And last but certainly not least is Janice Bowles. I ain't even messing with you, Janice Bowles. Let them know how they can reach you.
Yes, you all things real estate. You can reach me on Facebook at Janice Bowles, Boles. Instagram, Janice Bowles, Boles. I'll put in the chat my website for my business, which is B Premier Ventures. And if you need any type of insight on land, if you have any property that you need to sell in the Virginia area and Maryland, my brokerage, CTI Real Estate, provides those services. So you can reach me for real estate as well at CTI Real Estate. I'll put that information in as well. But anything real estate, just reach out to me, Janice Bowles.
Yes, ladies. So, as always, enjoy having you on the show. All minds clear? All hearts clear? Everything good? Y'all good?
Yes.
Y'all good? I'm good. Y'all good? I'm good. So, thank you everyone for tuning in today's episode. Again, Lots of fun. I like talking. I like talking trash. I like talking facts. I like talking all in between. And this conversation has been great. So remember, follow us on all social media platforms. Let's Do a Talk Show. Instagram, our Facebook group name, as well as our YouTube channel. Coming up on some shows. Next week the ladies are right back with me for their standard second Monday of the month, and we're gonna have a special Mother's Day edition, closing out the month with the introduction to my new project, The Climb, which I am going to detail you and explain to you about some of the things that I have gone through, good and bad, my 30-year climb in the federal government. And then we're going to end with that, talking about workplace and leadership. In June, my birthday month, excited for all the things that are coming up. So I'm going to have like a little soft The Climb virtual launch, similar to what I did with the Healing Project. Reverend A. Colette Rice, Rev, is coming on the show, and we're going to be talking about self is a full-time job. She always quotes that in certain situations, and I just want to share it with all of the listening audiences. And then we're going to be closing out the month with back-to-back episodes. We're going to have the ladies back on, and then we're going to have Reverend Allison Daniel, who's going to come and with her whole anthology of co-authors of Unshakable Faith. International authors are in it, so I already know it's going to be an international bestseller. That's how she wrote. I'm not an author in that project, but so looking forward to reading it. Unshakable Faith. So me, your girl, I never talk about me, so I am Do It Delivers. So that's my personal IG for my business, aside from the show. And then my Facebook page is Ladrine Howard Peterson. My website is doitdelivers.com. Make sure you follow all of the ladies. Follow me. And guess what? We'll see you all next week. Bye. Have a great one.